was actually scratching a ticket. Can I walk out back?
Yeah.
I mean,
no, that's just I communicate with that.
It's not just ghosts. It's not just cryptozoology or aliens. It's all of it.
And what are we doing today, Matt?
Almost like Chewbacca. It's like, you guys want to do a little beatbox live? Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Banter with Richie B podcast. Yes, sir. MJ. I hear it. Wonder who that could be. Peeking in early, the first one. Woo, I'm the first in line. I wonder who that is. I don't know. Does it start with a D and end with an E? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Get Haunted Network. Welcome to the P3 Network. What's up, my man? Hey, listen, man, you see behind me who I got on my show tonight, right? Michael John of the Paranormal Voice. That's right. That's my guest tonight, man. I've been dying to talk to this dude. I was talking a little bit backstage. What happens to me is I start going, and things start, I get up, walk around, all of a sudden the thought will come into my head, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to ask that dude that question. That's driving me nuts. You know what I mean? So, like, this happens to me all the freaking time, man. So, that's what I'm all about, man. And I'm all about just like free for all. You know what I mean? Like we were talking too. There's no scripts, nothing like that. I just want to hang out with the dude, find out what the dude's all about, find out what he's got going on in his life, how he got here, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, listen, a lot of breaking news too. I'm going to go over real quick, and then we're going to bring Michael John out. We're going to have a nice conversation tonight. What's up? Big Daddy's in the house. I'll say hi to everybody on the side in a few minutes. We'll let a few more people get in here. We'll have Michael John come up. We'll all say hi to him together. And then he can say hi to you with me. How's that? Dale? Hi, Dale. I realized I can't say Dale when Dale's here. That was my alphabet soup guest. Dale Quigley, Michael John's teammate from the Paranormal Voice. So yeah, I don't call co-hosts or partners or anything like that. Your teammates. That's how this shit works. Speaking of teammates, I'm gonna go over something right now and address that. I don't know how much change it's going to bring. I have no idea. I know some things are going to be affected. But Bobby Lee is moving to the West Coast. So, yeah. So we'll just climb that mountain when we get there. So I wasn't going to say anything, but she already put it on Facebook. So I wanted to make sure that her privacy was respected. You know what I mean? So since she's put it out there like that publicly, then I will bring it up to her, and we will always have her in some kind of capacity here on the show and helping us out. And personally, we're going to miss her. She's like family. And so anyways, that's what that is. I don't think I'm ready to talk about it yet. But whatever, man. I'm only human, right? So yeah, so then we have a lot of things going on still. I got some appearances coming up. I got some guests coming up. So the other thing that I announced a little bit earlier in the week, it was kind of a quiet time to do it. I should have waited and done it. Tuesday nights on hold for now, for the summer anyways. I'll be having one show a week. It'll be Saturday night at 6. You're here now. This is when it will be. We will talk about cryptids. We'll talk about paranormal. It's all about the guests that I bring up. I'll try to keep it consistent and blended and all that stuff, because you know how much I have passion for my cryptids and the paranormal. So, and I have some kick-ass guests coming up. I talked to Phil Anderson, Phil with 2 L's, from Exploring with Phil. We did an investigation about a month ago, a little bit more, and he's got that footage all kind of put together, and that will be premiering on Exploring with Phil on YouTube. I think TikTok as well, all the same name, Instagram. That investigation with me and Rich from Shadowside Paranormal will be airing on the 18th. I believe it's a Thursday, April 18th. Keep an eye out for that. You'll see me and Rich and Phil out there doing an investigation, and we got a ton of kick-ass evidence, EVPs. I got knocks on my GoPro. So yeah, April 18th, and then I'm trying to get him in here on that Saturday, the 20th. So I've left that day open, hoping that he can. He's going to get back to me tomorrow. If not, we'll do it the following week. But all three of us are going to sit down and go over that footage together with you. It's going to be an absolute insane show, man. So that's what we got going on. Charman's Fair Farm up in New Hampshire. Again, now I'm hoping to podcast live up there. I'm not going to have my tech person, so God willing, we'll be able to figure that out and make sure we can advertise, podcast live. If not, I'm going to be a presenter anyway. So that's happening either way. I'd love you guys to be able to join me in Candia, New Hampshire on the 22nd and 23rd of June, either one of those days or both those days, whatever you can do. So we got a lot of kick-ass stuff going on. But right now, I got a kick-ass guest I want to bring up. Michael John from the Paranormal Voice. They got a kick-ass deal going on up there in New Hampshire. We got to find out what's going on up there because I keep hearing this Paranormal Voice, Paranormal Voice, the Paranormal Voice, the Paranormal Voice. We got them all over the place up there, all kinds of platforms. I think they're on the radio. I'm gonna find out all this stuff, like how the hell that all got going. You know what I mean? And who plays what role type of deal. Kind of who does what and who does this. Like me and Bobby Lee, like we're a team. We have that deal where she does some things, I do other things, stuff like that. So enough of my babbling bullshit. Let's bring up my boy, Michael John from the Paranormal Voice. I want to welcome you to the show, the Banter with Richie B podcast. What is up, my man? Good to have you.
Great to be here. Oh my God. This is, like I was saying backstage, this is fan freaking tastic. I don't get to do something like this all the time.
Yeah.
So, excuse me if my head's bigger than normal. Well, that's a big feat in itself. Yeah, keep the ego out of the way, but sometimes something like this happens. It's like, wow. So thank you.
No, thank you. Do the hashtag thing you do so everybody can hear it.
Hashtag blessed, thankful, grateful, humble.
There it is. That's it, man. That's one of the things that caught my eye when I met you. I was like, man, what'd that dude say? I got to play it back. I was like, check this out. What'd he say? She's like, oh my God. Like he just threw it out there. I can actually see it in my head written or typed out with a hashtag. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I love it, bro. I love it. You're very passionate about everything. We're going to say hello to the side. And then we're going to get into some things because I always got something going on up here that maybe even a curveball. Who knows?
Can I see the chat as well if I hit chat on here?
Yes, you should be able to see the chat. Oh. Absolutely. And the beautiful part is I get to click them. Dale. Where's Dale? Where's Dale when we need him? Look at that. Can you see it up on your screen?
I can't see it for some reason.
That's right. I'll bring up the questions for you, bro.
Yeah, that's fine.
No worries. We got this. You know who was first. You know who was first in line, right? Your boy. Right there. The Paranormal Voice. God. You ever hear of those guys?
Looks familiar.
It looks familiar. Hey, Big Daddy Andy, what's up, my man? Yeah, I know you're on the road, my man. I know. Well, you just heard my news, so we're in the same boat.
Driving while typing on a podcast. Multi-talented, right there.
Yeah. Well, he's driving his son Junior out to the West Coast.
Okay.
I believe he's moving out to Oregon, and this dude right here. What a dad, right? He took a month off from work to drive his son out there, so they could spend time together on the road and drive cross country. What a dream come true for that kid. What an absolute kick-ass dude. So Bobby Lee's going out to the West Coast, so just an hours different stuff, but we'll see what happens. I just can't have my tech here right in front of me when I need her, which kind of stinks because we were climbing. We're still gonna keep climbing. Don't you worry about that. Don't you do it. Kaylee, what's up? Good to see you. Thanks for coming by, man. Oh, excuse me. There are a lot of these Get Haunted peeps. Denise and Ernie Pack were my guests. Last Tuesday, and they were my last Tuesday show for a while. So I didn't know it at the time, but after a lot of thought and discussion with me and the others, the others being the ones in my head that I don't take the medicine so I can talk to. Anyways, everything's fine. I was like, you know what? Let's do the summertime thing. Let's give the family some room to breathe. Let's, the weekends, like I'll be out on the weekends doing the podcast sometimes, so I won't be every Saturday, just free it up a little bit. That's all. And then we'll get back. The problem is, I don't know if you ever get like this. The what's with the Lunker Nation deal? Is he Lunker Nation? Is that me and you?
I'll explain it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it now, or you want to wait?
No, I'm gonna come at you with some shit. But yeah, we're gonna get to that. I want to know what's going on there.
All right.
Whoa, it jumped. Oh, here we go. Hey, Michael John. Oh, Sam's back. Sam's pretty paranormal. Do you know her? She's awesome, dude. Great creator. She's been a little quiet lately. She's been out on the West Coast visiting family, man. She's amazing, man. She's amazing. And yeah, you ruined Tuesdays. No, nothing to do with you guys. I had no idea that night that it was gonna be. I just, after a long thought process, I did what I felt was best for my family. So, because that's what we do. All right, cool. So we got everybody going on here. I've been on 3-week vacation. Damn, girl. 3-week vacation. I got 6 kids. I don't see no vacation. It ain't never gonna happen. Only vacation I get is when I get to heaven, if they'll have me. I don't know yet. It's fucking iffy, I'll tell you that. Was it the 3-hour podcast? No, man. You know what? Listen, the Denise and Ernie Pack, I don't know if everybody saw it Tuesday night. We had such a great conversation. They had great evidence. We went over a ton of shit. And to be honest with you, I really don't put timelines on my show. Like I tell everybody 6 to 7:30. But sometimes when you hear these things happen, you know what I mean? And you get clicking with somebody, I'm not going to cut my guest off. I'm more interested in hearing more shit. You know what I mean? I'm always like this. Like I can't wait to hear what's next. Hello, Sarah. Everybody say hi to Michael John, my guest tonight from the Paranormal Voice. Dale, if you're still on the side and you want to pop that link up, throw it out there so everybody can see you guys' beautiful accomplishment. So this is what I want to get into. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's start simple. What is up with Lunker Nation?
All right, so Lunker Nation. Are you familiar with Tim Shaw?
Tim Shaw. No. Say I'm not. Maybe I am.
Okay, Tim Shaw has been around forever. In the sense, I mean, he's been on probably every show that's been out there at some point. Yeah. He's a medium. He's an investigator. One of the nicest guys you'd ever meet. To meet him, you feel like you're somebody in a heartbeat. And you know, for me to meet him, it was an instant chemistry. Yeah. I met him at a place called, bear with me, the Old Mill Parafest in Dundee, Michigan.
Woo, that's a mouthful.
And he's a collector of unusual and haunted objects.
Yeah, yeah.
Big into that sort of stuff. Yeah. So we hit it off on that as well. So we've, just over the course of time, we've become friends, and he's become a mentor.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
And he had some medical issues, so he got back in the gym. He's in his 60s, early 60s. He got back into the gym, and it's just been a miraculous turnaround health-wise for him. And it's been very inspiring for a few of us, not, including myself. Right. Another really good friend of mine who's like peas and carrots to him, or like Dale and myself. This is Tim's teammate, a gentleman by the name of Frank Kupka. Mm-hmm. He's out of New York, out of Buffalo, New York. He's part of Niagara, Buffalo Phantom Hunters. They have a place called Western Block, which is from the 1800s, which is where they used to make pulleys for ships. There's a lock there in Lockport, New York. You know what that is. I'm sure you're familiar with what a lock is. So a lot of the rocks and the stones they used from this lock, they created this building with. And we got to hang out in there. One night we hung out there. So they do tours there. Hang out there one night, and you got shadow figures for fun all day long. You hear whispering, you hear whistling, it's nuts. Anyway, I'm going to take off a bit. I warned you backstage. OCD, ADD. I got to land my plane. So anyways, back to Tim and Lunker Nation and Frank. He's a retired prison guard. Frank is also now in his retirement, he's a personal trainer, loves the gym. So we became really good friends doing a thread back, behind the scenes in Facebook Messenger. Yeah. So we almost every day we check in. We're accountable to each other. Showed up to the gym. So that's another thing. Hashtag show up. So recently, Tim always called Frank a lunker. Yeah. That's the lunker. And then I became junior lunker. And then now Dale recently, finally, to his credit, realized he's got to get his own issues based on get back in the gym and make it happen. And I'm so proud of him. He started last week. So now he's with us. He's part of the Lunker Nation. So it's just a homage to each other and what we're doing. doing some positive things, man.
Doesn't that make it so much smoother and easier? Like I have a gym in my home and I walk by the room and I'm like, yep, still got dust in it. And then I keep walking, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, I'm like, I say to my boys, I got a 20-year-old and he goes to the gym every night. The kid's, 19-year-old. And the kid's a monster. He's 6'1", he's jacked. And I'm like, can you come over and work out with me? He's like, you know, because I guess it's not cool enough. So I'm like, what the hell? So now my 13-year-old starting back up with baseball. He's becoming a catcher. So I'm like, yeah, so he's going to work out with me. So I just, you know, it helps when you have that, you know what I mean? And then you have this little side motivation, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, what are you doing today? Oh, I don't know. You want to do an extra set? Yeah, I'll come in. I'll meet you over there. Boom, boom, boom. We'll grab something to eat after, you know, stuff like that, right? I think that's a great way of doing it. Question for you. Where are you from?
Well, I live here in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. We are the border town of Detroit, Michigan.
Sorry about the Detroit part. So,
we're actually considered Southern Detroit, South Detroit, because there's such a Detroit influence here. A lot of people, you know, well, there's a few people, no, I shouldn't say a lot, but there's enough that have that Detroit influence, the Detroit attitude. And I mean, the negative stuff, unfortunately, the crime rate has gone up. This is over the course of a long time. Since I've been the same height my whole life. I'm only 5'4", you know what I mean? So can't put my mom that height, but you know, it's kind of, it is what it is. I mean, it's not a terrible place. I love it here.
Right. Is that where you're from though, or just where you live?
100%.
You've been there your whole life.
Born and raised.
Wow, kick ass, bro. My life went full circle. The town I'm living in now is where my memory began as a child, and then I left for 40-something years and ended up back here in Middleborough, the same place that I've been in for, you know what I mean, like where I grew up. It was crazy, but I love it. No, I love that that tradition. You know what I mean? So when you were growing up, right? So you're up in Windsor. You grew up. You know, you're in bed or whatever. You're going to school every day or whatever. You're 7, 8, 9 years old, and then all of a sudden ghosts come up. Like, how do you get into ghosts? How does that happen? Like, how old were you? What happened? Did you just love it? I mean,
well, of course I love it, but that's a given. So one little thing happened when I was a little boy. I don't know, single digit age, like, you know, 3, 4 years old. I'm guessing. Right. I remember just it's a little blurb, and then I'll expand on your question more with an answer.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That. So I was laying on my couch. I remember, I believe I might have been sick or something, had the flu or something. And I remember I woke up at some point and I looked up the hall and I saw this bright white light of a figure, and I shut my eyes because it scared me. And then I told my mom, I saw a ghost. I saw a ghost up the hall, you know, in the, oh, no, you're seeing things. And that was like the short version, you know, that. It was kind of like mom brushed it off, whatever. But my mom, Carol is her name, always, from best I can recall, would have psychic parties, whether Ouija boards or mediums come over. My sister and I, you know, you guys go play with your friends, you know, go play in the streets, go get lost. You know, and back then, you know, we didn't have internet. We didn't have any of that. We had the good old rotary dial phone with a 10-foot cord. If you had that 10-foot cord, you were rich, you know, because you could go from the kitchen to the bathroom and still talk.
Shut the door.
Right. Woo, you know? And that's what mom did. Mom would call 1,000 people and tell them over and over and over. So I'd hear stuff. Right.
Right.
You know, and, you know, the Ouija board thing really intrigued me. So finally, and Dale, I've known Dale since 5th grade.
Oh, wow.
My second go around of 5th grade, by the way. Yes, I'm that guy. So he was there when I got my first Ouija board. I was 20 years old. I think, yeah, let's say we're going to stick with 20. So it was me, him, and my girlfriend at the time, and we were doing our thing on it. And within the first couple of minutes, she's like, hot hands. No, I'm done.
Wow.
And it wasn't even anything. I think just because it started moving, she had enough. That's what it was. Right. Yeah, you know. Yeah. So we get going, and you know, I asked, oh, hey, how many spirits are in the room? And it says 6. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then we get talking, and it starts talking to Dale. And Dale's like, it's saying it's his friend Mike.
Mm.
And Dale had a friend named Mike who died tragically.
Oh.
So that kind of hit home, for him. He goes, okay, if this is really Mike, what was the nickname we called you?
Mm.
And it spells out M-I-C-K, Mick. Dale's like, I'm done.
Wow.
And that pissed me off. Because I'm a guy, and I'm sure you get it, and many people out there watching or listening right now get it. You want to push the paranormal envelope as far as you can, and then when you've reached that apex, you need to go beyond that.
Right.
So I was already there in my mind. I was probably already being influenced by whatever, like that fast, manipulated. I thought, after literally going to the library a few years later, reading up on Ouijas and manipulate, I was like, holy shit, But so that was my first encounter. But yeah, going back to answer your questions, because of Mom and all of her parties, that's what got me into it, my intrigue.
Yeah.
And it just it's gone on from there.
Yeah, so you heard a lot of discussion in the background. You got interested, and you kind of grew up with it because you kind of went from young and seeing something to a Ouija board at 20s. So that's progression, I would say, right? So, so that to me, I'm in the same kind of boat, you know what I mean, where I kind of gapped it a little bit, but I always had that interest, and it kind of brought me back to it. You know what I mean? So would you say that being a paranormal investigator and you went out and done investigations, when did you do your first investigation? Did you do it with friends? Were you teen, like in your teens? Were you adult?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So my cousin, got into watching, again, like we were talking about backstage. I don't really watch the shows, but way back. So we're going about 15 years back, early 2000s, mid to late 2000s. 05, 06, more like, sorry, trying to remember.
There are no wrong answers here on Banter with Richie B. No wrong answers, sir. Spit it out. Say what you want.
Okay. So about 2007, 2008, he was right into the show Ghost Hunters, so we have a place here, outskirts of Windsor, one of the suburbs called Amherstburg, Ontario. There's a few spots in that area of alleged hauntings. There's a road called Texas Road. Oh. Texas Road has a lot of folklore to it, a lot of legends, ghostly legends, as well as a graveyard.
Yep.
And Tony wanted to go explore. I was like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. So we went down by the graveyard. It's like there's a bridge you can't get across. It's a classic, novel. Oh, and the bridge is broke. You can't get across, and you're screwed. But you'll figure it out. And anyway, so I remember we went for a walk, and I swear we saw this black thing flying in through the tree line. But I mean, again, it's so dark. He saw it too. It was one of those things. Oh, we both stopped at the same time. I was like, what happened? Did you see something? Yeah. And what did you see? It wasn't like, hey, I saw this. It was, what did you see?
Yeah, of course. That's the way.
And it verified. It was like, oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that was the first little experience.
And that's your cousin, you said, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And then he reached out. Somehow he found people that were starting a group here in Windsor. The name of the group was Spectral Solutions. Mm-hmm. And we had a meeting with them. And they liked us, so we joined them. Cool. And then to add a little final piece to the puzzle, they found a husband and wife team who were videographers. They had a passion for videography, and so Andrew and Helen Patterson are their names. Andrew, since he was knee high to a grasshopper, adores to this day any type of horror movie. So he had that little thing in his head. He had visions already of how he wanted things,
right?
With the music, like he'd lay music tracks out, like just use the unlicensed stuff, just great stuff. Oh my god,
yeah.
Made it exciting for what we were doing back then. And we made some DVDs, and Or well, he made them. I should not we, but we. And I got to be featured in them, so which is pretty cool. We made a half dozen, mostly historical locations here in Windsor, and we did one at Waverly Hills Asylum in Louisville, Kentucky, as well.
Nice.
So that was pretty neat, you know, to say the least.
Yeah, to say the least, right? That place is nuts.
Yeah. So that was like late, 2007 till about 2010, 2011. And then we disbanded, just kind of, some of us weren't getting along, and a few of us walked away.
Yeah. It happened.
Yeah. So my wife at the time, very avid Catholic.
Yeah.
So for me, ghost hunting wasn't enough at that point. That was done.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what's this conjuring? What's this invocation? What's this evocation stuff, right?
Yeah, right.
And I'm still in the same apartment. Like, she's long gone.
Yeah.
But I found a book. And I'm the type of guy. I'm not a witch. I'm not a voodoo priest. Stuff like I've dabbled in stuff. When I say dabble, haphazardly, I find something online. Okay, conjure. Okay, so you need.
Oh
God!
God.
You need a water bottle. It's got to be purple. Well, I got a black one with a Paranormal Voice logo. There's a harmless plug. But anyways, but you know what I mean, Richie? It's like okay, that you need sandalwood incense. Well, I've got dragon's blood. It's intention. It's intention, right?
Yeah.
Everything is intention.
Yes. Well, it's funny is the gentleman just had a question about that. Arthur Mills, welcome to the show. And I'm glad you walked us right into this. What makes a Ouija board a Ouija board? Can you just make one yourself? And I'm over here thinking it's intention. Would you agree with that?
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
You can make a Ouija board out of a piece of paper and a shot glass if you want it to work and you believe in it. Yes. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Million.
That's funny. Yeah, that's crazy that you say
question.
that. Yeah, it was a great question. Thank you, Arthur. And Sarah came in from Get Haunted. Hello, Sarah Jane. Good to see you.
High sign, Little Rascals high sign for Sarah Jane.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Sure.
Jen Richardson's here. Hey, Jen.
Hello, Jen.
She says you can make one anywhere, by the way.
On a wall. Shit.
Has anybody ever seen? Yeah, you got you've seen them hanging on the walls for the fabric ones. You ever use one of those to Ouija on, or just hang up? That'd be fun, right? Something different. Wojo came in. He's late.
Yeah. Hey, brother.
Bad Wojo. Bad Wojo. No, that's cool, man. No, so you got into all these different. I can see why you would jump around, right? Not just because of hashtag ADD, hashtag OCD. Woo! Exactly. I got one in, man. I got a hashtag in. I'm only getting started. I got a bunch of hashtags I'm going to use. Yes. Only because I drank a huge monster before the show. Anyways, the whole different story.
I had a double shot of espresso myself. So.
That's awesome. So you used the Ouija board. Now, when's last time you used the Ouija board, say? Or Ouija.
5 years ago.
Was it been that long? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? What happened? Something must have happened.
No, not that anything. I don't know. For me, it's never been anything bad.
Really?
I just haven't.
Really? That's interesting.
So, sorry. Let's go back to what I was.
If you don't mind. Yeah, when you were conjuring, were you still on that?
Yeah. Let's go back.
Right. Yeah, I didn't know. You got to let me know on the.
It's okay. That's okay. So.
Go ahead. So you're making up. So you're making up this chicken soup. Go ahead. Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I found a book. It's called The Ars A-R-S.
Yeah.
Goetia. Goetia.
What the?
The Lesser Key of Solomon. It's a list of, and I'm going to use quotations, 72 demons.
Oh, jeeps.
I don't like that word.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
What do you prefer?
Beings, deities, spirits.
So demons are
it's not, but not like, I don't know, the traditional. I don't know. I've never.
Do you not believe in demons themselves?
Not really. No. I mean, there's some bad things out there, as in life, so in death. One man's opinion.
Right.
If you're an asshole in life, you're an asshole in death.
Really? Yeah. I mean, I guess that makes sense to me. I mean, because we've experienced how many like ghosts or apparitions, and some of them are just jerks.
Yeah.
That's just I've run into a lot of like ghost jerks. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, ghost jerk. Don't be a ghost jerk. Jerk. Ghost. How do you know how do you, are you still here? Sorry. Sorry. So yeah, so go ahead. I'm back as you were.
Yeah. No. So I thought so in the list, every one of them has a special skill or something they can offer you.
Oh, okay. The 72 that you're talking about.
Correct.
Okay.
The one I found, her name, it could come as a male. She came to me as a goddess. Her name is Bune. Be like boy, University, Nancy Edgar. Bune.
Okay.
I had a dream about her, and it's funny. Years later, I read up someone else had dreamt about her, and it was very similar. She has a very high-pitched voice. She came to me with jet black, short hair. She looked Asian, gorgeous. So, remember I sent you those photos?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I'm getting ahead. Wait. So, this also involves sigil magic.
Mm-hmm.
So, each being has a sigil that you have to draw up on your own, which creates the magic as you're saying the Latin chants that come with them.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So I did all that. I had the dream. And then all of a sudden I had this weird going to the photo now with the, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So one day I was like, oh, I'm going to film I have a coffin incense burner.
Okay.
Or it looks like a coffin, I think. I'm going to film that. It's the weirdest thing. I'm going to film it, and I'm going to take pictures, just screenshots of the footage. And then what I came up with, and I don't know why, it wasn't even. I had thought of her. She, it's funny, things come and go. And I have other instances of this with other beings here, other objects I have in my place, alleged haunted objects that, you get them. Yeah, sure they are. And they are. But anyways, that picture came up and I was like, holy shit. That's probably, for me. Yeah. I sent you my best stuff. That's like number one out of my top three. That's like number one for me for compelling evidence.
Yeah. I'm gonna see which one it is so we can hit on it.
Yep.
So let me grasp what you're saying though. So are you saying you conjured something up?
Yeah.
And you end up having a dream like after that? Is that what?
Yeah, that dream came a little bit later, and I knew after it was her. Just the knowingness of things, and I was like, "Whoa, okay, this is picking up." Yeah, I mean, what she offers, it's definitely happened to me. And these are positive things. This isn't like horrible things where you're just this horrible person, but yeah, definitely.
That's crazy. So with that happen, all right. So with that happening, oh, hang on. Hi, Caroline. How are you?
Hello.
So did that was that immediately the night that you made that up? That this
No.
So over time it progressed. Was that the only time something like that's happened?
No.
Oh. So did you get into conjuring things up after this?
Well,
is that what you learned?
I've learned over the years. Again, I'm a dabbler.
Yeah.
I'm no expert. Sorry. Never, ever. Just going back to, I'm like, okay, well, you need this. I got this, whatever. Intention is everything. It's just like, all right, I'm a recovered drug addict.
Yeah.
Lots of struggles with that. That's a whole other show. Anyways, the instant gratification, why I'm even bringing that up. There's that instant gratification.
Right.
What's going to happen?
Right.
Yeah. So that's why I've been, this is going to work. Let's do it. This is going to work. Let's do it. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3. Let's see what happens. I want to see. I want to see. Really? Yeah. Really? Okay.
Wow. So just so you know too, I've been clean and sober since September 21st, 1997. So
good for you.
Oh, 100%. So I totally get it. I know that instant gratification, that need for that, that win, that victory, that feeling, that inside, totally with you, brother. And I'm glad you're here with us, because that's a dangerous game. So it is a very big deal. So I could see how that would play into something like this, to where once you have that happen, right? And now wait, one thing, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around too. So one thing I noticed here, you said you didn't have the exact ingredients for these things.
No.
You didn't have the exact ingredients. Did you get a different result, or did you get the same result that was expected? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, did you mean to conjure up Bune, or were you trying to conjure up Dan, Tom, Steve, and Bune showed up because you used dragonfly something? Do you know what I'm saying?
Dragon's blood incense. No.
Totally new here.
Bune came up.
Gotcha.
And it could come up as a male or a female. That I hadn't really thought.
Gotcha.
But the female showed up, the female version.
Okay.
And some of these things could be transgendered as well. You start reading into this more, it's like, what's happening here? But I mean, that goes back even like Baphomet. That's a transgender being too, right?
Right.
But,
Interesting. So did you feel that you were exploring the dark side of the paranormal world more so than the light side?
Back then,
yeah.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, we're getting into some, it is. Back then, the thought process was, oh, it's demons. It was scary because it's like, what am I doing? But I wanted that slippery slope.
Right.
But then as you go on, I started realizing, okay, it's not really. And some people would beg to differ. I mean, we've had demonologists on the Paranormal Voice, and they're like, what are you doing? Don't even say the name. Are you crazy?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
They've seen some stuff. So yeah, maybe, I don't know. Again, I mean, Dale and I were fortunate enough at one time to go to an exorcism and help out locally. Demon, I don't know, something otherworldly. Yes.
Yeah.
We weren't seeing green pea soup. No one's head was rotating, nothing like that. They weren't talking in tongues or anything like that. And it could happen. It's been documented, but we didn't see that sort of stuff.
Right.
For the most part, we put more salt down in holy water and oil than you can imagine. You'd have made 1,000 cakes with all the stuff we were laying down. And the interesting part, and I'll get off that, was we laid all that salt down around all the thresholds, around the windows and everything, because we wanted to trap whatever it was inside. Because the Archbishop didn't want. He says, well, you don't want them to leave because they'll just leave and come back. You got to trap them. And that's what we were doing essentially. But anyways, so back then, that was the intrigue. That was the plus it was pissing my ex-wife off. By then, I mean, we were roommates for a long time. I'll just say it like that, unfortunately. Right?
Yeah, I know. I got you.
So I didn't give a shit. It was all about me going into business for myself, whatever. If it scares me, I don't care.
Right. Yeah, gotcha. No, obviously, I mean, first of all, I appreciate your honesty. I mean, very candid. And I think that's what my show is based on. And I love it. You know what I mean? And I love that about all my guests. And I don't know if I bring that out in people or not, but it seems like the place to get it out, because here's the side of you that when I saw you and I saw your work and I started hearing things that I was unaware of. And now to me, it's a bonus in a sense, because, you're in this dark area. So like Arthur says, and I think you and I could probably answer this together as we, honest question, why do drug use and paranormal believers tend to go hand in hand? It's just something I heard a lot. That's it's a great observation on Arthur's. For me,
it's interesting.
I feel that, for me, the difference between like religion and spirituality, there's a saying that says, religion is for people that are afraid to go to hell. Spirituality is for people that have been to hell and afraid to go back.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So, I've been to hell. I don't want to go back. So I think, therefore, my mind is open. We seem much more sensitive so we get addicted easily. You know what I mean? So I think that's the case. When you're more sensitive, you could, do you feel that, would you call yourself a sensitive? Do you have any kind of empathic abilities, anything like that? No,
I don't. I don't think I'm any different than anybody else in the sense you walk into a haunted location, you might feel something. You might feel the heebie-jeebies. You might get goosebumps. You might feel the temperature drop. you might feel someone else in the room when you're alone. We all feel that.
Right.
You know, that doesn't make you a sensitive, in my opinion. That doesn't make you empathic or any of that stuff. It's just, you know, no, I can't sit there and tell you your future or whatever.
Right.
You know, I mean, I've had experiences.
Yep.
Again, intention is everything. I've had some remarkable experiences just in my apartment here alone, with what I'm sharing with you, right? And then some. There's other things. I mean, with my pets, I sent you the photos of the pets and all that, and even with the other one with Bune. These are things that have all happened right here. I mean, not every day. I'm not even going to say even close. It's so random. It's not even funny. I've heard my name lots of times here. I've heard a woman in my bedroom. I kicked her out. You know, I could never make out what she was saying. I could always hear her mumbling. Until she finally said Luna behind me, which is one of my cats. But that was a whole. It's usually when you're sleeping in the twilight phase. When you're asleep, them buggers come up, man. I don't know if you can relate to that. If you ever.
Yeah. The REM gets me. So when you were doing the salting and everything, what was the end result of that? Well,
we weren't privy to the follow up. You know what's interesting? So the bishop, Archbishop Plato Angelakis is his name.
Yeah.
You might be familiar with him. I don't know, but anyway,
white face.
So say okay, hey Archbishop, my cat's possessed. Can you come? He's not going to come running. Work like that. You know, he'd be zipping around the country like a lunatic for all the people. He gives you homework first and foremost to see if you're actually dedicated and really willing to do this. Are you serious? You know, it took him 2 years to go to this particular house here nearby.
Right.
Before he finally showed up. You know, okay, let's wrap it up. But no, we weren't privileged to a follow-up. That's all on him. You know, the people that normally assisted him weren't available. So he asked us, and we were like, I want to go do that. Please.
Right. Yeah. Take me. Yeah. Do I have to pack a lunch?
Yeah.
So when you're doing this stuff, so tell me this, right? It's funny because I had your photos up and I don't know where they went. Oh, Rob's here. But sometimes technology, you know how it can be.
Hey, Rob, how are you, brother?
What's up, Rob? Welcome to the show, sir. Everybody stay calm. Rob's here. Not really. Act up. Start trouble. That's what I'm all about. You should know that when he shows up here. So tell me, you're talking about, like I said, I was working on getting your pictures up too. What is the craziest thing that happened to you doing that type of stuff? I mean, it seems really kind of wide open and wild westish. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
Woo! You know, I mean, is there any kind of protection that you use, stuff like that? Like,
no. Not until recently, and I'll touch on that. So,
yeah,
a gentleman had reached out to me. Was it October last year? Hey, I got this mask. It's from a Filipino tribe. It's a carved mask. I can't remember the name of the tribe right now. I'm sorry. I've had it for about 30 years. Started off I was having nightmares. You know, family members were having nightmares. I ended up he lived with a friend of his. They call it hunahana.
Okay.
All things. Hold on. I'm going to shut my camera off so I don't want to make anybody dizzy. Hold on. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you this mask. Hold on.
All right, go ahead. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a risky move. If,
hold on, I got to do this.
Michael John disappears, we'll get him back. Holy bejeeps. Holy, what the?
Yeah.
Wait, who's the wrestling dude? Is that British Bulldog over there?
British Bulldogs.
Yeah, boy, yeah.
That was a gift, actually.
You ain't sliding that by me, bro.
Let me sit down. So that's a gift that was given to you. I was a pro wrestler a million years ago. And that was a gift given to me by a fan. That is from, I don't know if you ever heard of Toronto, Ontario. During WrestleMania 3, every week they featured a poster. And that is the original photo they used for the poster in the newspaper. That was gifted to me. So I have that.
That's awesome, dude. Awesome.
So the mask.
Yeah, tell me about this mask. That's crazy.
So him and his friend lived together for, a long time. And his friend had addiction issues. His friend, very depressed, mental health issues, ended up committing suicide. And he alludes that to the mask.
Oh, man. Then
his second or third marriage, wherever he's at now, more night terrors, that sort of stuff. And then back, from the summer up until October, his granddaughters, 2 different moms, a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old. The 4-year-old, the one day, she goes, Papa, I got to go pee. Okay. She comes running back screaming. He's like, you all right? What's going on? There's a monster in the laundry room.
Oh, jeeps.
Well, what did it look like? Oh, it was big and tall and it had big teeth. Did it say anything to you? Yeah, it said rah, right? That's literally what this is. I'm quoting this, man.
No,
so, okay, no problem. So you escorted the back, whatever. And then like a month later, the older one, almost verbatim, everything like that happens again. 2 different, not like they're collaborating. Right, Richie? It's not like they're collaborating, So, he's like, oh boy. And
oh boy. Yeah.
So then he's got his godson over or something. The kid's like 20, in his early 20s, doesn't believe in any of this stuff.
Yeah.
They're watching a game together and he literally jumps up off the couch. Oh my God. He's like, what's wrong with you? Right?
Yeah.
I just saw a shadow come out of the laundry room and go up inside that mask.
What?
So, yeah. So I'm just like, okay, cool, whatever. It's haunted. Yeah. Good stories, Yeah, sure. I'll take it. So I put it up originally in the living room. It's in the hallway now. So originally in the living room here. I was just like, whatever. And then, so one of my cats, I have 2 cats. I got Luna and then Piper, named after Roddy Piper, because you got to do that.
Yeah.
You got to do that. She was in a box and she's chewing the box. I'm like, no, give me this. So I put it up the hall into my bedroom, and my bedroom door is parallel to my bathroom door. So I was getting ready for work, doing the hair, doing the beard.
Yeah, the hairband. Yeah, side the head.
Yeah.
Little buff.
And then some. So she was sitting. I see Piper. She's sitting inside the box. Like, oh my God, you look so cute.
Yeah.
So Ron Mexico, I love that guy.
Yeah, he's here for you
from day one.
Yeah, he's here for you. What's up, Ron? Welcome to the show. Thank you for your comment. Appreciate you.
It means a lot, man.
Absolutely.
Everybody that showed up, thank you very much. Wow.
Absolutely.
This is great, Richie. Thank you again.
Nice to be there.
So I'm like, I got to get a picture of you. So I take a picture of, on the Apple phones. Thanks for letting me realize I have an Apple phone.
You hear that, Wojo? He's got an Apple phone. That's why the picture's so beautiful right now. Go ahead.
So you put your thumb on the photo, and the photo moves like 2, 3, 4 seconds.
Right.
She's doing this, eh? She goes,
what?
And I was like, wow.
How's that?
Yeah. Right. So I watched it a few times trying to see if there's a bug or whatever the heck, right? Okay. So then, is that the mask doing that? Nah. Fuck. Stop it. So the big thing is telling whoever, I give you permission. Whether you're reaching out your spirit guides, whatever you believe, deities, whatever you're reaching out to, I give you permission, right? I find that's a big thing.
Right.
Spirit communication is real. I've had my father, that is the key. I could tell you stories for days on that stuff. Anyway, I walked up to the mask and I said, hey, I give you permission. Let me know you're around. Yeah. If you are what the gentleman says you are, that's cool. Give me a sign you're here. Whoops.
Uh-oh.
That night, I have this dream. And here's it's okay. I'm trying to figure out how to present it. There's like white, almost see-through, but not silk sheets hanging. I don't know if it's from the sky or from a ceiling.
Yeah.
And it's like in a maze.
Okay.
And they're all around me. And a really nice marble tiled floor with like 2-3 steps, whether up or down, however it resonates for you.
Yeah.
I just like, okay. And I was doing some sort of a program that I knew this.
Yeah.
And I didn't do my homework, but it was okay.
Yeah.
But then I could hear, Michael, where are you, Michael?
Oh, God.
And then I had this feeling of dread
Oh, God.
that people were behind me.
Yeah.
And I woke up, and this is relative to a lot of times here. I'm facing my bedroom wall.
Oh, geez.
Richie, I don't know why, but I was literally frozen.
Yep.
And this is all stuff I could send you screenshots. I'm not going to, just for the fact of the point is I document everything that happens to me.
Yeah, right.
I wrote a book. I'm writing a second book.
Well, yeah, this is stuff I want to know about you, because there's a bunch of other stuff you're into.
Yes.
That I was unaware of. You know what I mean? So you're deep into this part right here. Now,
yes.
When you come out of this dream, what happens?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I finally get the gumption to turn on my back.
Okay.
And I'm still processing. It wasn't what was going on in the dream. It was the voices and the where are you?
Yeah.
You know. So I'm laying there. Fuck. And I'm doing this, eh? Where's my phone? Where's my phone? I find my phone for the flashlight, that amazing flashlight that they have.
Yeah.
Lights up.
Yeah.
God and everybody. You can see from outer space that shit.
That's right. That's right. With those.
So I'm like, well, actually, no, sorry, back up, Michael. Before I find the flashlight, I'm looking in the dark for darker dark, you know? I'm looking for shadows in the dark.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
You want to know where they're at.
Yes.
I'm with you there, brother.
So that's why I grab the phone, I turn the light on. Where's the cats? I come out in the living room, they're hanging out here, they're fine. I turn around and there's the ominous almighty mass that's half of my height. Right then, pow, son of a bitch. Thank you.
That's what was doing it.
You know, now it's going to get sketchy because I'm going to think of things, I'm going to forget and go back. Okay.
That's okay. Yeah, that's what we do. Listen, we all have ADD on my show. Everybody, even Rich Valdez. What's up, brother? Rich Valdez.
Hello, Rich. How are you?
Welcome to the show. Wojo says apple sucks. That's because he prefers bananas. And Megan Lewis wants to know, does your beard grow that color naturally? That's amazing. Sorry, totally off topic. She's probably drinking wine, but
that's okay. Tell her thank you very much. And no, otherwise I'm gray, man. This is my own creation. Thanks for even asking.
Creation. I like it. I like the honesty. Okay, good. Now back to whatever. We don't call them demons. We call them masks from the Philippines. That's scary. That's scary, bro. I'm sorry. That's scary. How are you not scared shitless?
Wait. So
Christ, I'm running out the door, dude. Underwear, no underwear. I don't even care. I'm out. I am out. I'm swanging out the door.
So
that's just me. And I don't get scared.
Here's where it gets. Here's the weird shit now. Fuck, I wish I had notes in front of me because I'm gonna forget stuff. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it, bro.
So at one point, and there's been construction in my apartment because people have bought it and taken over.
Right.
So I mean, I've been moving stuff left and right. I'm still not together. The chaos is still in here. Still a lot of work to be done and reassembling and setting stuff up. Anyway, back up, if you will. So the one day I walk into the kitchen, the fuck? I step on a piece of glass, and I'm like, fuck, what did they break here? What did they break in here? You know, I have a bunch of framed Dogman sketches, 8x10s.
Okay.
And they're all in a pile still on my counter because I haven't put them back up on my walls yet.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, maybe one of the cats. I'm looking, anything break? Nope. You know, so whatever, I throw it out. A couple days later, I walk in from after work. I always eat at my kitchen counter. It's just a weird thing. I don't sit down. My kitchen table's for my cats. It's ridiculous shit. I know I'm a weird person. So, don't sit there. That's the cats. That's where they eat and whatever. Don't fucking. So anyway, so Dale called and I was talking to him, and I was eating, and I had my china cabinet was off in the distance, and then Piper, my younger one, at the time had a bunch of ceramics and stuff on top, and she likes to go up there. I'm like, get the fuck down. I go in there, I'm cutting a promo on her, telling her to get down. She comes down. I go back to talk to Dale. Fucking glass there again.
Oh man,
that wasn't there seconds ago.
Right.
I'm like, Dale, remember I told you about that glass? There's another piece. Oh my god. So once, twice, 3, 4 separate occasions, and I've moved stuff around. There's no windows broken. Not like there's not a bunch of windows. It's a 1-bedroom apartment. There's no picture frames, no nothing. I've moved everything umpteen times.
Yeah.
I don't know where it came from. So, and then Tim Shaw, I said, I told you collects haunted objects.
Yep.
Knows a thing or two about hoodoo and Santeria and all that. He's like, you need to get some Florida water. Have you had fun? Have you had enough fun? You need to get some Florida water. I'm like, what is that? Well, that's water. It's hoodoo water, which will help dumb shit down.
Okay.
I don't have that, but I do have exorcism blessed holy water because I was gifted that.
he's doing the wrong thing again, Tim.
Yeah. So this is where I'm not a God guy, man. I'm not. I was a million years ago. I'm just not now. I'm just not. I don't use protection, sage, any of that stuff. I don't have a circle of light around me. That's me. I just don't. Never. Anyway. I take that holy water, Richie, and I was like all over the mask, here you go, on the cats' heads, the door. And then shit just kind of, and I'm missing a bunch of stuff. Oh, I'm lying. I do have Palo Santo.
Okay.
That was the first thing I used after glass piece number 2. And I did it I went to go do it on the mask itself. It took me 4 times to light it. On the 4th light, when I started I wanted to say, I'm surrounded by the bright white light, using whatever I could think of, my ancestors, spirit guides, spirit friends, higher self, super conscious mind, all that. I'm choking on my words.
Yeah.
I can't talk, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy fuck. And the light and the Palo Santo went out. So I'm like, I have a torch lighter. I'm like, here you go. We're doing this, And I was just like, screw that, whatever's going on. And I said it, and that was it. So that was cool for a couple days. I was standing at my counter, my famous counter. I'm eating a chocolate bar. A thought of the mask came into my head that fast. I started choking on the chocolate bar. This is 2 days after the Palo Santo.
Yeah, he pissed at you now. You're trying to get rid of him. Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah.
And then, oh my God, it's crazy how people don't understand how simple it is. These little things, these little subtle things.
Yeah.
So then finally the 4th piece of glass came, then I got the holy water and we dumped her down. Oh, I have a radio in my bathroom.
Okay. Is that for the cats?
It is actually. Wait. Yes.
Tell the truth. Is it for the? You got a radio in the bathroom for your damn cats, Michael John.
I withdraw the finger, Your Honor, at this point, please. No. So, so I play that for him when I leave. But when I'm in the shower or whatever, so I was in there and I was scrubbing the toilet and all that stuff, chemicals. So I don't next to never shut the door because I had chemicals out. I did shut the door because they like to come in. Anyway, so I'm having a shower, the music's going, and I shut the water off. As I'm shutting the water off, the music stops.
Oh shit!
So I moved the curtain. I'm like, cat's in here? What the fuck's going on?
Right.
So the plug, which is on the wall, is now on the floor, on the counter.
Right.
And let's be plausible and really okay. Maybe I didn't plug it in right.
Right.
And then my friend Tim was like, "Oh, see, you're making excuses for it now."
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
So maybe I don't know. I'm not sure. You doubt it, right?
You search for rationality. That's what I call it. I do it with Sasquatch investigations. I search for because so many profound things happen to me. I'm like, no, that was a bird fought, and you know what I mean. You get these crazy, wacky thoughts in your head just to try to believe, anything you can, and No, I got you, bro. So where you ended up with this? What? How does this?
Okay, so we did the holy water, and it's been quiet.
Yeah.
And then January the 8th, I'm in my bedroom. I'm on my phone. I was on Pornhub. No, just kidding. Maybe not. Anyway,
Please
about
not
3
for
in
the
the morning.
cats.
I had to. So we're gonna be honest, Michael. No.
You know what shows he's on.
So
Love it.
out of my peripheral, a shadow comes in and jumps into this mirror I have. I have a solo mirror now in my bedroom. I used to have purposely 2 mirrors across from each other to open a portal. Now that's in the hallway near the mask. But anyway, again, other stories. So I gotta push the envelope, Richie, right? So anyway, so I was like, did I just see that? You know, again, and I don't know for sure if it had horns, like the mask has horns, or if it was pointed ears like a dog.
Yeah.
Then I had a eureka. A few days before that, I'm vacuuming in the living room. The vacuum stops. I'm like, oh, fuck. I pulled the cord. No, there's lots of cord. I come around, the cord's on the floor.
Oh, really?
And I'd moved the mask from the living room to the hallway, and that's where the outlet is. The mask is right above the outlet.
All right, right.
That's when I was like,
all right.
You know,
yeah.
He's coming back.
I'm give you a little more
back again. Oh, fuck. You know? So now, whatever, I documented it. Yeah, it's odd, you know. So then I'm coming around and have a little here we go, cats again, homage to the cats. I have a patch of shag carpet just for the cats. It's wooden floors here. I was cleaning. I come over to do their carpet. There's a fucking piece of glass on the carpet.
Really?
Yeah.
Now they're trying to get to your cats.
This is so now I'm doing meal prep. I'm in the kitchen. It's like 5 minutes later. I hear Piper. Cats make 40 different sounds, apparently. She's making a noise I haven't heard her make yet.
Yeah.
I come out to the living room to make sure she's okay. She's looking up at the ceiling.
Oh, shit.
And does this vertical leap, right?
Oh,
I'm like, what are you doing? And there's like, I have like a cable cord at the time sticking out of the ceiling. It's about like that long. I'm like, no, don't do that.
Right.
Then I hear a fly. Now, chapter 1 of the new book, I interviewed a guy by the name of Phil Siracusa who lives in a house called the Horsefly Chronicles House.
Okay, gotcha.
He has a phenomenon where shadow figures, but also black flies.
Right.
When we interviewed him, normally, like if I'm interviewing someone, hey, oh, you got this going on? Hey, whatever's there, I give you permission. Come show up at my place. Let me know you're around. I'd love to have you visit. Right. I didn't do that with this guy. I did not do that. I did ask him, though, hey, when people interview you, do they ever experience anything after? Does that thing come through? Unfortunately, yes, he says.
Really?
Okay. So the next day we're at the Old Mill Parafest in Dundee, Michigan. We're setting our stuff up, and isn't there a fly around us? And this is November. And I told Dale, oh, my God, there's a fly around us. Dude, don't even pay attention to it. You know, okay. So now the Old Mill is well known for being haunted. I've told most people you get tapped on the shoulder in the middle of the day there.
Right.
So at one point I gotta use the bathroom, and a flash of that thought, you could get tapped on the shoulder, goes through my mind. I go in the bathroom, I'm doing my thing, blah, blah, blah. As I'm washing my hands, I hear, hey.
Oh, God.
Someone's got to go. Oh, I better hurry up.
Right.
I open the door. There's nobody there.
Oh, God.
Across the hall, or across the room, is Dale and a friend of ours, Deb DeRoos, who runs the UFO Contact Convention in Houghton Lake, Michigan. She's like, Michael, John, what are you doing? Like, what do you mean? I just saw you come out of here and go up the hall.
Oh, Jesus.
I just saw your doppelganger. That's when I was like, holy shit, I just heard someone say, hey. Yeah, okay.
What?
So then, later on, I see 2 friends of ours while they run the Midwest Parafest which is coming to Harmless Plug April 13th, coming up in Toledo, Ohio, a couple weeks from now, next week.
Yep. Gotcha.
Heather Hansen, the wife. I
Dale
get up
says,
to give her a hug.
Dale says, "Oh my God, don't talk about the fly."
Yeah, sorry, Dale, you got it. Yeah.
And Carrie
Put it
Lynn
on
is going to
mute,
be
Dale.
interviewing this gentleman Phil in 2 weeks, apparently.
Nice.
Interesting. Yep.
Nice.
Thank you.
He's a great interview. Oh my God, you're so lucky.
Yeah. Now, what? I'm sorry. Before you keep going, what's the name of your books?
Oh, do you want to see it?
Yeah, pull them up. Yeah, come on, man. Michael John's
Paranormal Ghost Stories. That's available on all Amazon outlets.
Yeah, kick ass, man. I love
Yeah,
that.
That was a dream come true for sure,
Good
man.
for you, bro. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is
really appreciate that.
Outstanding. Everybody, tell your friends, man. We got an author in the house, a very interested fella. Now finish your story, because then I want to get on to something I got to ask you about before.
Of course. Yeah, of course. So I go to hug Heather. Doesn't our table collapse?
What? Dude, how do people even come around you? They must be scared of you by now.
No, it's just so weird. So yeah, it's just a weird thing. So while that's going on across the room, there's a woman. Her husband goes, "Are you feeling okay?" "No, I don't feel well at all right now." And then something called a cat ball is what I'm told. I don't even know what that is. Falls off of someone's table, because there's vendors selling stuff.
Yeah, I think
the cat ball falls onto the floor. Pow! At the same time, our table collapses. It's chaos.
Wow. We
set the table back up. Oh, coffee spills on Dale's laptop too. It somehow made it through. We set the table back up, and I had my books there, and I had like 7 of them. I had 3 here, and I put 1 on top. I looked away to do whatever the fuck. I come back and look, and there's the fly right on top of the book.
Oh my God, the fly's back.
So now that happens, but then again, let's go back forward now. Hunahana the mask. Here we are. Piper making noise. What the hell? Fine glass. What the hell? Boom, there's a fly. It was February the 4th. And I even reached out to Phil Syracuse and I told him about that. I got all that documented. He goes, "That's crazy. I just saw a fly today too."
Really? And this is, when you say February, is that just the date, or is it because it's cold? That
February 3rd or 4th. Yeah.
Right. Why are they around?
Yeah. And again, okay,
Gotcha.
let's be plausible.
Right.
There's construction going on here.
Yeah, but it's February.
Maybe it was dormant.
I don't know. February in Canada, there's not too many flies around.
Just saying, right? Let's look at the
possible. No, I'm 100% with you on this. So now is that the only artifact in your house that you have that might have a little extra kick to it, so to speak?
I do have some it's in voodoo, it's called goofer dust, or for others it's called graveyard dirt. I have that.
Wow.
That I acquired. I think off the top of my head, unless I have a flash thought, I'm sorry, I don't have like an abundance of it.
Right. But that's the one you know of. That's the one you know of that has some activity. So did you get to calm the activity down, or is it still here today?
Well, that's the last thing that's happened.
Okay, good.
Well, no. So, okay.
Oh, God.
Since I've been setting stuff up, got my mirrors across from each other in the hallway now.
Right.
So I grabbed my coffin incense burner, and I decided, it's been quiet here. I get bored.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
So I'm at both mirrors. And I'm saying, hey, if there's anybody here that want to come through, come on out, come on down. Water's deep. No, I'm very respectful. Don't.
I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying to do this in your own home. And we had this question on my show a couple of weeks ago. Look at this. Arthur just purchased your book, man. Arthur, thank you so much, man. That is amazing. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Everybody else get out there and grab those books, man. I think that's huge. Thank you so much, Arthur. Yeah, we had that question a couple weeks ago on the show where it was like, I think it was Claude that was here, and he ain't here tonight, or Claude or Purple Blur. Neither one of them I don't see in the audience tonight, but they're pretty regulars of mine, and they have great questions all the time. But one of the topics came up about investigating in your own home. You seemingly don't have issue with that.
No.
Has your neighbors ever expressed that? Because you're in apartments, right?
Yeah.
Has your neighbors? Yeah.
I'm a recluse. Richie.
It's all right.
This is my life. This is my life.
No, I got you. I'm just wondering if they got anything going on in their house.
If they do, no one's
fly on the pancake.
They're probably afraid of me anyway.
Yeah, no, I got you. Well, you come out wearing that mask in the middle of the night and your box.
You know I do.
He's like,
oh my God. That's amazing.
I think that's awesome. Well, that's
Sweating,
cool.
dude. I'm sweating. That's
So I got another question for you, and it's totally if you notice my screen, everybody, I have Bigfoot up. I have the skull, which is my paranormal emblem, right? Logo, right? I have Bigfoot in the background, you know. So, and then I have like the spooky type of wood. So I have a mix of paranormal and cryptid. All right. But there's also something else that I noticed you're going to be a guest speaker at. And is this about UFOs you're going to be a guest speaker at? Or are you speaking of other things?
No.
You're speaking of UFOs.
Well, and that's in my book, the final chapter. It's crazy. Something I've been intrigued by it, but I've never gone out of my way about it.
Yeah.
All right. You ready for a story?
Yeah, that's what we're here for. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
This is nuts because you love cryptids. You were talking to me about going Bigfooting, and we'll end it when we get to the cryptids. We're kind of, that's when we're winding down because I know that's more of a desire. So I don't know if there's any stories behind it. But where are you speaking? What's the name of the venue, and when is it, and why are you speaking? Go ahead.
I'm speaking at a few events. This one in particular, I'm speaking solo. Every other one, I'll be with Dale. We're doing our thing together, which is awesome. UFO Contact Convention, Houghton Lake, Michigan. Let me make sure I get my info correct for you. There it is. Boom. That is at the Lakeside Resort and Conference Center. Again, Houghton Lake, Michigan. That's September 20th and the 21st. There's a VIP dinner. I will be part of that. Some people will get to sit at the table with me. Those poor people. I'm sorry in advance.
They're in for a treat, brother.
Yeah, I hope so, man. Thank you. So the first time I ever had, and it's funny, it's like they know you're coming and all this weird stuff. So the first time I had sleep paralysis here in this apartment, was before I went to Houghton Lake. It was like a month before. And when we first started doing the show, Dale and I, there was four of us. There was two ladies with us. Mm-hmm. And there was some chicanery going on their part, whatever. I'm not going to talk bad at people. Just whatever. People do what they're going to do. And it is what it is. And it worked out the way it was meant to. With just Dale and I. Anyways, I have this dream. And I have dreams where I'm in the same house all the time. I've never seen this house in my waking life.
Really?
But I know it, Richie. I know the floors. I know the wood paneled walls. I know the rooms inside of rooms. I know the diamond wood cut windows, for God's sake. You know what I mean? Right. And the lights never work. It's always dark. And eventually I've made my way outside. And when I'm outside in these dreams, and they're as real as this is, like, oh my God, so vivid. I don't know if it's astral travel, out of body, or what's going on. It's all the above, probably. Anyway, it's dark outside like a stormy day. The trees are dead and black. Okay. But that's home to me. I love a stormy day. It resonates with me. Anyway, that's a whole other thing too. Anyway, so I'm and I know the neighborhood too. Like, I know if I go right, there's going to be this business or this restaurant. I know all this. Mm-hmm. So I'm out. I have a bracelet on. And there's a cord, and attached to the cord is one of these ladies. No sooner do I realize it's her, I'm in a forest. It's black as night. So black I can see all the trees. She's gone. This cord is cut, and there's this 6-armed thing in front of me. It's got no face, no details, and it's like right here, man, like right there. I'm so scared, Richie. I'm saying, no, go away. Yeah. And I can hear, I'm going, no. I sound like the frickin' Tin Man. I can't open my mouth. Right. I want to punch it. And it's like going through molasses. It's not going anywhere, bro. And I woke up. And I was like, whoa. And Dale knows it. I mean, I phoned the girls about it. I told Dale, oh my God, I had this dream. It was so weird. So now we go to Houghton Lake, UFO Contact Convention. They have a point in time where you can sit there. There's about 500 people in the room, in the convention room, Anybody want to share their experiences or what they think is an experience or something odd they want to share right now?
Yeah.
Unaccustomed to public speaking as I am, as you are, you know, hey, okay, you know. So I share that story, and now you got a panel up there. You got Andrea Perrin. Everybody knows who that is. Reverend Michael Carter. He was, you know, a star of Ancient Aliens, the TV show.
Yep.
Deb and RJ DeRoos, they're curators of the Michigan UFO Contact Convention, lifelong experiencers.
Mm.
They're like passing the mic. I don't know. I'm not sure what that was. What did he see? I don't know what that was. So then Tim Ellis is their MC. Tim Ellis runs the Michigan, the MI Paracon, which is like a 3-day event. We call it the WrestleMania Paracons around here. It's so big. Anyway, and he's very knowledgeable on many topics. So he goes, okay, so we don't know what that being was, and who knows, there's so many of them, how could we possibly know what they all are?
Right.
So, but what's interesting with Michael's story is the fact he's in the same place all the time. And here's where it gets, that's what they do.
Oh.
They want to make sure you're comfortable. They put you in a surrounding area you're used to, you feel safe in. He goes, but where they screw up, as advanced and as intelligent as these guys are. So behind me, you got my 3 skulls and my candelabra.
Right.
One time around, the candelabra's not there, Richie. They miss it. He goes, that's what you got to look for.
Really?
So I can't say I've ever had an episode where I noticed something missing, but what a point, you know?
Yeah.
So
That's
now,
detailed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's detailed.
So Andrea Perrin grew up in the Conjuring House as a kid. Holy story she's got about that place.
Yeah.
But also, she's got this amazing connection with the Galactics. She doesn't call them aliens. She says they're offended by that. You got to call them the Galactics, the Galactic family. So she does this thing by the lake. She'll start calling them, and you'll see a light show that you don't see minutes earlier. You know what I mean? Like it's holy shit. You're like 75% guaranteed to see something.
Right.
Anyways, she says, or someone said, did you talk to Andrea about having your third eye opened? I go, what? Drink the Kool-Aid, conjure a demon. Okay. You know, what's that about?
Mm-hmm.
But if you do it, so now she's telling, okay, yeah, I'll do it for you. But if you do it, your life is never going to be the same, Michael John. I'm like, all right. Sounds great. So she does it. I'm not going to go into detail. It's for people to experience. It's very amazing. Anyway, how do you feel? I don't know. I feel okay. I don't know. Cool. Whatever. So things are going to change for you. You won't believe it. Now, here's where it's interesting. So, Richie, I mentioned earlier, I'm an addict. I've been to rehab a couple times. Attempted suicide a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Been homeless once. None of that ever. Once I got my shit together, made me say, I don't need to be there again. It was like, let's go.
Right.
All of a sudden, like a few months later, I don't know where it's gone. It's shut off. I don't care. It was an obsession. My drug of choice was an obsession. And this isn't a narcotics meeting, folks. Narcotics Anonymous meeting. I'm sharing a point here.
Right.
It's just gone.
Yeah.
Okay. So, back up. Now, I don't know, a few weeks after the convention, I have a dream. Here we go with these dreams again. I'm standing on a bunk bed. This is all in my book, by the way. This is all detailed in my book. I mean, this is, and I'm not playing salesman. I'm making a point of,
that's fine.
Don't make stuff up. This is my experiences, right? There's 3 beings in the room, Richie. And they have jet black hair. It's parted down the middle, past shoulder length. And they're all wearing light blue, baby blue graduation gowns. That's the only way I can describe what I saw. I wake up and I was like, whoa, what was that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Dale, I had this fucked up dream, blah, 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 you know.
Yep.
So now, Facebook news feed, of all things. Reverend Michael Carter from Ancient Aliens, my friend.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have a picture of one of these things? Or very close to what I just saw. This is hours later.
Yeah.
What? You know, I'm telling you, what is that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of the Palladians.
He knew. Wait, he knew. Speaking layman's terms now. So
That's one of the races of aliens of galactic.
that you described them, and he recognized your description of them.
Well, okay,
That's what you're saying, correct?
No, close. Okay. So he had a photo of it.
Okay.
It's in my news feed. It popped up. This is hours after I had that.
Oh
dream.
my God, dude.
This is the weird stuff, right?
That is
things
weird,
start happening. I'm doing things, and I find out later, and I'll explain these. Again, let's go back, Andrew. I'm going to allude to it a few times. Your life will never be the same. You know,
it already isn't.
Yeah. So I had sent him, told him about the dream. I said, "What is that?" He goes, "Oh, that's it. Looks like what I saw. That's one of the versions of the Palladians. Apparently, there's more than one type of this race." So, okay, that's interesting. And I'm still a bunk bed. Why am I on a bunk bed?
Right.
A few days later, I have a eureka moment. Oh my God. Me and my sister had bunk beds when I was little. And I used to jump all the time on the top bunk.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
That's where I was like, okay, I'm all in on that. That's
right.
Effed up, man.
Comfortability.
So Dale is a huge fan of a lovely lady by the name of Xe Susan Smith. She's an amazing medium, a good friend of ours. Goes to her for all of his readings and stuff. I won't go to her for the simple fact that he goes to her. If you said, "Oh, I go to this person," I'm not going to go to him now. I want to find someone that resonates with me. I just want to be drawn to him. That's and I wasn't thinking about this.
Right.
So there's a woman by the name of Mary Bassett, and I've seen her. She's pretty well everywhere we've been. All these events, the conventions we've been vendors at up to this point. So don't I see her for some reason? I'm like, "Hey, can I get a reading from you?" So I sit down with her and she grabs my hand. She goes, "Don't say nothing." She starts writing. I was just like, I'm looking around for the hidden cameras. You for real? So she reads everything and she's like, "Okay, excuse me. Do you have any questions?" Here's where it's going to become weird.
Wait, what? Now it becomes weird?
Yeah. I asked her about
okay.
I asked her about the three beings. She's like, "Oh, you need a regression." I go, "What's that?" And I'm a certified hypnotherapist. I haven't practiced in years. Well, it's oh my God. Because that's something I was always afraid to do. She goes, "Well, we can go back and find out what was going on there." So we made an arrangement.
Yep.
But here's where I had no idea. Mary works with MUFON, which is the Michigan UFO. Yeah,
I know MUFON.
With all the oh God, what am I thinking of? Traumatic PTSD.
Oh yeah,
experiences, people that have been abducted, all that. She knew that for years.
Yeah, do you know Matt Moniz?
Who?
Matt Moniz has been on my show he's a few times. He's a good friend of mine. I do Sasquatching with him. And not only that, he's been on History Channel, Discovery Channel, all these different documentaries and stuff because of his story of being abducted dozens of times.
Wow.
Him and the what's it called? The Starlight sisters.
Okay.
The twins that were abducted from New England or something, Massachusetts.
Wow.
And they started a support group for abductees. So all like an AA or a Narcotics Anonymous where you can all talk about it. So this is the stuff where it gets crazy. So I'm sorry to interrupt. I didn't know if you knew him. If you didn't, you guys should probably link up though.
We'll talk about that. Absolutely.
After the show we'll touch base. But I'm sorry. So what happened next?
Anytime. I love, man, you know so much, dude. I love it. So that's where it was weird. I didn't know. she was involved in any of that. I'm drawn to her, and here it is.
Right. Crazy.
Meant to be.
Yeah, crazy. So did you get hypnotized?
I did. And so they took me through the wall.
Okay.
I go up this hallway, and of all things, it's a black and white tiled hallway, which I just found out in the last few months. That's not uncommon for people to go through a black and white tiled hallway. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's
you know,
crazy. Yeah.
I don't watch these shows, Richie. I have a TV. It's not even hooked up, sitting here. It's got dust all over it. I do not watch anything. I'm not influenced, is my point. I don't know.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, gotcha.
So there's a white light at the end, the white light. It's not hurting my eyes where we walk through it at some point. We end up sitting down together, those three. But then there's one that's little. Looks like them. And I'm not some alien or anything like that. I'm of interest to them, whatever that meant. And we're talking through here. We're not verbalizing anything, right? So they're basically, best I can recall, I'm sorry. Yeah, you know what? We've been watching you. You're doing good. And we want to make sure you're okay, which is interesting because when they say we want to make sure you're okay, when I was that age, I was beat up by a half dozen kids a couple years older than me. I got the shit beat out of me. My sister ran to get my mom. It was like one of those things up the block, you know, and then back in the day, I'm 52, you know, I'll go lay down. You're fine. That's how you dealt with it. No one talked to you. No one coddled you.
Right. Oh yeah, I'm 52.
So it's interesting. They say that, right? That's why I was like, oh, because then I remembered that. Like it brought that memory up, you know? So we're sitting there. I remember there was like, it looked like bowls of soup, like almost like a broth of some sort.
Yeah.
They had like giant palm leaves, but we were eating them, you know? That's best I can tell you of that. So now, moving forward a bit, Dale and I like to go for drives once in a while and have powwows, right?
Right.
So we were out in the county and we were talking about, oh, you know what? Remote viewing. I'd love to learn how to do that. That's interesting.
Right.
And whenever I see tree lines, oh my God, there's got to be deer there. Dog man, Bigfoot. I bet. Let's go. You know, I always about it. Get excited about it. I see a couple black things. It's like dusk. A couple black things in this field. And what the hell is that? Garbage bags? Turkey vultures? Whatever, you know. So we end up at a crossroads. And I remember there's a place, it's called the Sample Bakery. The fuck is that? You know, blah, blah, blah. Hey, up the road, my aunt and uncle used to live up the road. They lived right next to a graveyard. Let's go by there. That'll be cool. Dale, it's 4:44.
Profound.
And then, so the Sample Bakery was in front of me, to the left. It's 4:44. I blink. I look. Dale, we're at the Sample Bakery. What's happening? How did we get here? So we don't know what the hell just happened.
Both of you don't know what happened.
No. So it's a quiet car ride for a little bit.
Did you lose time?
Yeah, that's where.
Wow.
So Dale, my Google, when I need to know, Dale, what about, blah, blah, blah. I just spew shit out. So Michigan UFO Contact Adventure, where I'll be speaking about this exactly right now and how it's changed my life with the drug addiction. I'm going to be very candid because that's how we should be, Richie.
I agree.
Deb and RJ. Doesn't Dale have them on speed dial right in his vehicle? Let's call them. And, they answered, thank God. Okay, well, do this, boys. When you get home, both of you write your accounts. Don't collaborate. Don't talk to each other. Send them private, individually. Once we get both, we're going to do a video chat and talk about this. Okay. So.
Crazy.
RJ
Yeah.
gets on Google Maps, gets coordinates. Like he's just like, oh my God, military asking coordinates. Well, basically, you guys, you lost about 50 minutes of time, and you probably basically doesn't make sense. You weren't on roads the way this pattern, how you went from one portion of the crossroads to the other equals MC squared. Yeah, you drove through buildings and stuff.
Jeez,
What?
right.
And fields. Oh, okay. Oh shit. I have another regression.
Yeah.
Giant wall of white light on the road. They basically shut Dale off. Dale doesn't even, he had a regression too. He doesn't, nothing. They're like, oh, they must have, you were there because you just happened to be there, but they wanted Michael John.
Right.
Now it's grays. It's three different heights.
Yeah.
One's about 4, one's about 6 feet. The other one's like 8 feet, like tall and gangly.
Yeah.
Same stuff again. You're doing good. We're keeping an eye on you. We're going to see you again soon and all this shit. Now I'm getting scared. Like I'm hearing this. I'm getting scared of this stuff now because what I know, they're like, hey. Eventually, something's, I'm waiting. I'm trying to I talked to Deb about this recently. She goes, don't be scared in the sense they've basically got you to where they need you and you have your message to share with people and you should be okay. Nothing should happen that you're thinking of and worrying about. I'm worried about, the probing, right? I'm afraid that's next. I'm terrified, Richie. I am. I hope it doesn't, come to that.
Man.
But so now they have a show. It's called The Voices of Contact, and Mary does regressions with people. Anybody out there that's interested, they got something they want to share. You do the regression, then they come on. The panelists will talk about it. Your regression.
Yeah.
So I've been on a couple times with mine, and I got to actually co-host mine, the second one, with Dale and I losing time. And then I did another show because they tape 2.
Yeah.
Couple days after we do these shows, I'm here in my apartment. My kitchen, it's all open concept, as most of them are. Richie, I'm like, I do one of these. So
Yeah.
Out my window, my only window in my dining room, I see this gray.
Come on. Holy shit.
I just catch it. You know what I mean? Like, no, I didn't see it 100% on. I know what I saw.
Yeah.
It was that fast. It was like Spider-Man hanging. I'm on the 3rd floor, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Okay. Instantly, Mary. Oh my God. Mary Bassett. What did it look like? Send me a picture. I go, let me find something. I don't know if I could even find it.
Right.
And it wasn't a traditional gray. It's a little creepier looking, this one, right? So I send it. She sends me back a picture. And I'm like, oh my God, that's almost balls on. And she sends me a blurb from a book. Now, Andrea Perrin, your life will never be the same. Let's point that out again.
Yeah.
At this point, I do this thing. I've been doing it for months. I have a cold shower. That's the only type of shower I have.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've really got, since October, I've really gotten into working out and eating better. But I had been doing the eating better. The working out has just really come into play since October.
Right.
Again, after a long absence in my life.
Yeah.
So, and I told you I'm not a God guy.
Right.
Don't I meet a star seed at one of these other conventions?
A who?
A star seed, someone who
Oh.
has some sort of what's the word?
Connection.
Sorry, sometimes it's like Tourette's, bro. It's just I can't find the word. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Right. They have a connection with the
Yeah,
galaxy.
thank you. God damn,
Okay.
I couldn't find it. Thank you.
I got you, bro.
Yeah, so instantly, him and I just were magic. I have 3-hour conversation with this guy. His name's Mark. You won't mind me saying his name. Mark Herzog, great guy. So the one time he goes, I want to do a love chant over you. Do you mind? Because I was having a bad day. We're on the phone. Yeah, go ahead. So he's talking away and he mentions Archangel Michael. And oh my God, my cats came out of nowhere and laid down beside me while this guy's talking on speakerphone. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
You know, so I start using Archangel Michael.
That's what I use. Yeah.
Yeah, right on, man. So powerful stuff. This the literature that Mary sent me.
Okay.
You're gonna you'll start these beings. So you go into a forest, Richie. You're gonna love this. That's one thing when you start looking around, but you start whistling in that forest.
Yeah.
You get noticed, brother. Right?
Yeah.
So
or,
here I am.
or do you get noticed?
We all do.
Okay.
It's
okay.
it's a metaphor. You start playing in waters.
Yeah. There's my friend Claude.
Whatever it is.
You see my friend Claude here, the one I told you about. Starseed traditionally is an offspring of alien/human hybrids.
There you go. Thank you.
I want you to continue with your story, but I want you to continue with your story with a friend of ours.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, you sexy bastards?
Oh gosh.
Well, listen, when you come to my show, there's a few surprise uppercuts. So you better be ready anytime you sit down in the seat with me, right? What's up, Dale Quigley? Welcome to the show. This is Michael John's buddy and teammate from the Paranormal Voice, and the gentleman that he just spoke of that lost that time. And I kind of want to get a little insight. I wanted to get a little angle from Dale. And I sent him a link while we were talking and said, get your ass in here. And then Dale knows how I work. So he got his ass in here. And I want you to finish your story, but I want Dale to kind of go over too what he felt with the bakery, right? Okay. So finish the story you're telling me now, because now I'm intrigued. What about whistling in the forest gets you notice?
So that's just a metaphor, so you understand. You start dabbling in things. So here I am on these shows. Not only was I talking about my experiences, so who knows who's watching or what's watching. Now I'm involved in other people's experiences too, or that we did the other regression. And now I've come full circle, if you will, from where I started with that sleep paralysis dream to now up to this point where I've lost time, but I'm talking about it where many people are seeing it. Who's this guy? And now who knows what? So now there's that guy out on the third floor outside my window. I reach out to Mary, and she sends me this script, this literature. So as you go on, you're going to start doing things to increase your vibration. Cold showers. Whoa. I stopped doing drugs. Whoa. That's definitely gets you up in the positive. You know what I mean? The eating habit has changed. Oh, and by the way, they hate the name Archangel Michael. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you change? You haven't changed it, or they just don't like the name? What are you calling it? I'm still calling it that. I don't.
No, I haven't changed it. Of course, I say
more. Yeah, exactly. You know what's funny is like what you're talking about is kind of like what you were talking about earlier. You know, when you get construction on your home and it kind of opens doors for other paranormal activity because they don't like this or they don't like that. Yes. Like you're doing construction on yourself.
Oh, this is yes.
And now you're getting all these different vibrations you're giving off to the universe, man. And people and things are noticing you, like you said, you get yourself noticed. Like Sasquatch for me, I didn't choose Sasquatch, man. Sasquatch chose me. You know, I own that property since 2002. Yeah, he came to me and started, hey, here I am shit. I didn't just run around going, oh, let me make up a story about Sasquatch and I'll have a podcast one day. That's not how it works, man. That's not how it works. You know, shit starts breaking, shit get through. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. So real quick, Dale, when you're going, tell me about the bakery story from your angle, if you don't mind, Michael. I just want to get from his, and then we'll kick his ass out of here. We don't need him hanging around. You know what I mean? What you got, Dale?
Oh, you know I love you, Richie.
I love you too, bro. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it.
Absolutely right.
No, I like that day there. We were in a little town called Cottam, Ontario. It's just one of these little subdivision towns just outside of Windsor. So we were just out driving, doing a powwow, like Michael John says. So then it was like, he goes, oh, my cousin just lives in this little town beside a graveyard. Well, once you say the word graveyard, you have me hook, line, and sinker because I love my graveyards.
Yeah.
So we pull into this little town. It's a little four-way stop, right kitty corner to us. There's a simple bakery. And so we just keep going through. And I recognized the time, which synchronization between me and Michael John, it's a big thing. It's like it connects what we're talking about. Then we're continue talking about remote viewing. So I drive to the end of this road. Now you can only go left or right. So I know by going left, we were going to go into another little town called Essex County.
Yeah.
So we're driving down this road. We're driving, and we finally found his cousin's old house. So I was trying to find a way to get in the graveyard, but it was from where we were. There was no entrance. You'd have to go around and go through the back.
Right.
So, but that is the last thing I truly remember, was that going by that graveyard. And then the next thing you know, we pull up to the stop sign, and Michael John looks and he goes, "Dale, there's the Simple Bakery." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Right there." And he points like right to my face.
Yeah.
And I look to my left, and there it was, right beside us. Now, the roads in this little town where we were, it's a straight shot. It's a straight shot into Essex. We
Yeah.
would have had to drive another 20 minutes to hit another side road to go around and to come back to the road where we were at.
So did you go to the graveyard?
No, we did not make it in the graveyard, but
That says everything to me. That tells me everything, bro. I mean, you didn't even make it to the graveyard.
no, we that was the last thing I remember was seeing the graveyard was,
Jesus.
and then pulling up to this. We drove by a famous ice cream place. I think it's called the Dairy Freeze or something like that.
Yeah.
And I didn't even clue in until we got to the stop sign. And he goes, "There's the Simple Bakery." And I looked to my left, and sure as shit, it is sitting right there. And I'm like, how the hell did we get? And we just kept looking at each other like,
What happened?
what happened?
Did you notice the clock? Did you notice the clock move at all? Did you happen to say,
No.
"Oh, it was 6 o'clock and now it's 6:20" or anything like that? No.
No, Michael John was the one who pointed out. He goes, look what time it is. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, what? We just lost like 11 minutes, 15 minutes of time.
So, all right. So that's what I was kind of asking. So you specifically lost specific time that you know of. Michael John pointed that out.
Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy, man. That's nuts. And
Yeah,
it's funny because that's around the time. It's funny because some people will be like, "Oh, I think it was an hour and a half." I heard once or twice, but a lot of times I hear these minutes. Like when you lose time, I hear like it's minutes. Like they're checking in to make sure their subject is doing what he's supposed to be doing, so to speak. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's
it was the craziest experience that I ever had. So after we talked to Deb and RJ, they told us to stop talking and just to go home and write down every single bit of details that we can remember
gotcha. Yep.
about what happened to us. But we weren't allowed to collaborate.
Right.
So I
that's
dropped
the piece.
him
You don't contaminate. Yeah.
Yes.
So dropped him off. I went home and I started writing and writing. So then we got back on a video conference, and then RJ Googled where we were and he showed us. He goes, "Okay, so you went this road and you were down this road, but you ended up back on this road."
Wow.
And even on the map itself, there might have been a couple of dirt side roads that would have got us back, but I don't ever remember turning the car. It was like a straight shot the whole time. It was a straight shot because I knew where I was going, but how we got back to where we were at. So Michael John talked about Mary Bassett, so I went out to see her to get a regression done about this whole event.
Mm-hmm.
To come to find out, I was only a part of this because they wanted Michael John. Because I was in the vehicle with them, they kind of took me, but they did this thing, and I call it turning me off. Like they sat me in the corner and turned me off. Like I didn't even exist. And she kept saying, "What do you see?" And all I remember seeing was like a constant look in the sky, but I could see this rice-shaped object in the sky just floating there. And that's all I remember seeing was
That was
this
it.
object in the sky
Yeah.
floating there
Yeah.
this whole time while I was turned off.
Wow.
And I kept asking RJ. I was like, "So who was driving my vehicle?
Right.
Like, who was in control that we didn't crash?" But he was like, "That's they were taking well care of you guys." So
Right.
it was an experience to say, but yeah, it was definitely a day that I will never forget because it's right up there with my first paranormal experience.
Yeah.
And to be able to experience it with Michael John was say, but I mean,
Yeah. That's what you get for hanging out with him. You gotta find better friends, guy. You gotta get abducted by fucking aliens. What the hell's wrong with you?
Well, hey, I'd rather be abducted by aliens than a Bigfoot. So,
well, listen, stop. That's not true. Bigfoot's all right. So, how long? What year was this? How long ago was it?
This was January 1st, 2023.
Holy shit!
The very first day of the new year.
The other question I have for you, Dale, before I kick your ass out of my studio, were you offended that they didn't want nothing to do with you?
No.
Tell the truth. Will you be?
No, not at all.
Michael John a Happy Meal, and you didn't get a Happy Meal, and you're not mad about it. I'd be pissed. And they put a screen on loop and made you stare at it. What kind of shit's that?
No.
Michael John's in there getting all the attention.
Well, I just believe that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Not to say my experience or my time won't come where I'm needed for something, but you know what? This is, I mean, to say that I was even a part of it, and to be a part of it with Michael John, it just adds to the the long list of amazing things that happened to us.
Yeah.
In this whole journey, like he said, we've been friends since we were in grade 5.
That's crazy.
We've experienced a lot together. And hey,
amazing.
If I got abducted because they needed to feed him a Happy Meal,
you're a great friend, Dale. You're a great friend.
Wojo be it.
Wojo says, "How many of these incidents have you both had? Is that the only incident you've been part of that you're aware of?"
UFO wise, yes, okay, absolutely. Gotcha. Paranormal wise, no. We've experienced a lot of paranormal stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole different show, Deal.
Yeah, that's a whole different.
I think we'll do a 3-part paranormal show, Paranormal Voice show, where next we have you on, and then we'll have both of you on, and we'll split it up. You know what I mean? But it'll be like a little series. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, anytime, Richie. I'm more excited to be on your show. This is going to be great.
I love it, man. No, I appreciate you, dude. You're such a great dude, and what a great sport when he came on Alphabet Soup and realized what it was about and didn't leave. He actually stuck around and talked about poop and toilet paper and magic toilets. You know what I mean?
How else are you supposed to learn about people if you don't learn their natural everyday habits, like using the royal bidet?
Right. Imagine that. Listen, that thing's gone down in infamy now. That is a historical site. I mean, as far as the podcasting world is concerned, that bidet is famous. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for stopping by, Dale. I appreciate you coming in and sharing your part of that story. I think I think it's beneficial to everybody that you stopped by. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Richie, appreciate you having on me. Michael John, I love it. I mean, I am so blessed to have this guy beside me on this journey. He is definitely a guy who saved my life more than he'll ever realize.
I bet, dude. And on top of that, he's quite the piece of work, my brother. What a remarkable piece of work. You got your hands full because that's your boy. You got to have his back, whether it's in a UFO or in the woods or, running around haunted places, or he's conjuring up shit at his apartment. Did you go to his apartment even though he conjures shit up?
Yeah. Oh, we just did a show live from his house. And no shit of a lie.
Yeah.
I think we were talking to Courtney Buckley from the Scared and Alone, and we were just getting done talking to her, and then all of a sudden I heard this loud bang come out of his kitchen, and I knew it wasn't the cats because one was sleeping right beside us, and the other one was in his bedroom. And I was like, "What the shit was that, dude?" He was like, "Yeah, welcome to my world." And I'm like, "Okay, gotta go. Love you."
Well, on that note, everybody, thank you, Dale Quigley, for stopping by and sharing that story. We're going to finish up with Michael John, and I'm just so excited to have you guys, not just as as podcasts, as fellow podcasters, but you're my friends, and I really appreciate it.
100%.
Absolutely, Richie. You've been an amazing guy. I mean, I
Thank
love your show, and I can't. I only good things for Richie B in the future. Like I said, I'm gonna say one day I know that guy. He's gonna say Dale who.
Bullshit. I'll be like, I'll send you another. I'll send you another link and say, get your ass in here, bro. You know what's up. You know what
All
I mean?
right, love you guys.
Love you, brother.
Peace
Be
out.
safe. Be safe. Awesome. There you go. This is how I do it, kid. Right? So I thought that added, and it wasn't about believing. It was about we had access to somebody who was there. And what kind of podcasters would we be if we didn't reach out and grab them in here and say, hey, you were there, man. And what a different angle to hear from him, that he was basically, baby was put in the corner while they paid attention to you, right? I mean,
yes.
What an amazing story. And it just solidified, it gave me goosebumps, bro, telling you. Real quick on a couple of things. And it's funny because we didn't even get to your evidence. And it's fun, which I'm going to bring it up though. We're going to go over it pretty quickly because one of them matches part of your story.
Yeah.
Right? One of the stories about Bune.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I want to talk about. So one thing Kerry Lynn says that I find quite true. Once you open those doors, you can't go backwards. For me, with Sasquatch, I don't see a way out of this. I don't feel a way out of this. I don't feel a need to be out of this. It's amazing how you just kind of go forward and it keeps bringing you with it. And this is Claude again. Claude's such a brilliant guest of mine. So I don't know anything about this. Is the name of a demon Aleister Crowley claimed to communicate with. It looks strangely like a gray and as drawn in the Book of Law.
I didn't know that at all. That's interesting.
Yeah, he'll bring a lot of stuff like that into the show that you're going to say, I didn't know a lot. I didn't know that. And he's thank you, Woj. I appreciate that, brother. All right. So let's do this. You want to bring up some of your evidence before we go?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's see where we're at here. So explain. Oh, what is it? Oh, okay. This is the one with the shadow in the door, right?
Yeah, that is. If you okay. So what's going on here? So one of my dogs, when I was with my wife, we had 3 beautiful dogs. It's starting to get. I'm getting emotional. Fuck.
It's all right, bro.
So Rosie.
Yep. Your dog?
She got cancer.
Okay, right.
Lost her arm.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
And so we had her for about 3 months. After that, she passed away. We put her down here. I have a cat. As soon as I saw her, I had to have her. She's only got 3 legs.
Oh.
So I was taking pictures of her running up the hall just because.
Right. Yeah.
And then I looked. And I was like, what is that? And that's Rosie. Look at her. I believe it's Rosie. Anyway, it's a dog.
The shadow up.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like a little. A little snow.
They'd be in timeout in the bedroom. And they'd sneak peeks.
Sneak peek. Oh, okay. So that was a behavior that they had.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool, dude. And this
I think she was watching Luna running.
Yeah, right. So below, guys, from the middle of the screen down is the tail of a cat.
Yes.
That's what you see striped. And on the floor, you see the trim board of the wall. And you go up a little bit, you see there's a little shadow that sticks out. And it looks like the nose of a dog. And or of that type of animal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it can definitely be that. And that's cool. And especially if they have that type of behavior, she's like, hey, can I come out of the room yet, Dad?
Yeah.
That's so awesome, man.
That's Rosie.
Rosie.
So now I was talking about how I do the incense, the smoke, and that's how I film it for a minute. And again, I detail this in my book. I film these for a minute, and I learned that doing it with Bune the first time, when you're going to see that in a minute.
Yep.
So I was like, Rosie had passed away. I wanted to reach out to Rosie. It was the middle of the afternoon. They love to be on the balcony, the dogs. I sat on the balcony in the middle of the day, and I filmed the smoke from my coffin for a minute, thinking about Rosie. I went back and I took individual shots in the edit mode, just frames, right? Just grab the frame, grab the frame, grab the frame. I sent them to a bunch of people because that's what I do. Do you see anything? Because I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything.
Right.
Dale, of all people, was the first to get back to me. He goes, there's a dog in there. And I was furious. I was thinking he's just trying to make me feel good. I'm like, how fucking dare you? Don't say that shit. There's no dog in there, bro. So now if you look, the next photo, it's just the smoke itself. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if you can see it, but if you look,
I see him right away.
Yes. And I was still like, I don't know, dude, what? So he sends another, and you see the bottom. You can see I've got it in edit mode. That's the frames. Okay, that's what I do. Right. So now you go to the next one, and Dale circled it for me. Nope. There it is.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. You can actually see an ear.
Yeah. You can also, if you look,
outside of the circle.
Eyes, Richie, her eyes, one's a little bigger than the other one.
Yep. And then I see an ear up and an ear down. See that white spot over here? That's what I see added to it. When I first saw it, that's what jumped out at me. Was one ear straight up and the other one kind of flopped over.
And that's where I say over and over in my book, spirit communication is real. Intention is everything.
Everything, bro. Everything. Well, is that the same setup? No.
Yeah. Now we're going to find the final one where Bune came to say hello. There she is.
Oh, God. Look at that eyeball.
Enlarge that.
Look at, no, not for the audience.
Sure.
I can hear. I don't think they can be.
I mean,
dude, that is freaking nuts. And look how perfectly the design of the smoke is.
And here's the thing. If you're able to look at the actual photo and enlarge it, it's detailed to the pupil.
Dude, the pupil, that eye is perfect.
It's fucking stupid. I couldn't. It blew my mind. You know,
look how perfect that is.
Terrified my wife. Terrified.
Can everybody on the side see this? I mean, I know some of you guys are still here. Can you see that? And look at the definition of underneath the eye where it kind of goes like this and comes back to a point and then goes down. It's a perfect drawing. That's crazy. Now this is in your house.
It's the apartment here.
Yeah.
And there's my burner, the casket, if you will.
Right. Okay, I got you. That is insane. Oh, you zoomed in and you can see her. Yeah. Well, I can see her right now, but
yeah,
when you zoom in, it's nuts. Yeah. You guys, they should be able to enlarge
materializing in smoke. Yeah.
All I see is a messy room. Oh my God, Arthur says all he sees is a messy room.
Whatever. No.
Get him, Arthur. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. No, I do too. Trust me. It's all right. I got like 83 kids. There's plenty of messy rooms around here. Well, I got to tell you, man, that is insane. And I'm looking at it again, and that eyeball is in charge, brother. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean when I say that? That is someone who's looking right through you. So how do you feel? Do you have any other kind of experiences with Bune? Has she been back at all, or is it?
So the last thing I really did here. So, I mean, you could go onto YouTube and you can find a loop of the Latin chants.
Oh God. Yeah. Oh.
So I do things. This is a couple years ago. I don't even have this. I didn't document this. I don't believe. No, I did, but I didn't put it in a book or nothing. Maybe up the road. So I sat at my table. I lit 5 candles. I put them in the 5-point star. Let's do that. Light some incense. I'm going to play those chants in the background, sit in the dark, and think about her.
Right.
So I'm staring at the candlelight because there's a method to help your intuition. You stare at a candlelight. You just stare at the flame, right? The flame is blue. The flame is blue. You think about that, develops your intuition, something I learned years ago. So I'm doing that, but I'm thinking about her. And at one point, my eyes, I don't know if they were just from staring at it so long, they just started shutting, you kind of go like that, your gaze, because the light was too much after a while. Right. And it was like, I saw almost like a gold veil around me. All of a sudden, the light became like a gold veil, like surrounding me. And on my cats, I felt someone hug me.
Oh, geez.
That was the last.
Yeah, in a good way. I think that's crazy. So I'm blown away by who you are as a person. I mean, my intuition was correct. You know what I mean? Check it out. Claude's going to follow up real quick, though. To follow up on my comment, Aleister Crowley's Book of Law was written in 1904. Today, they call us demons. Tomorrow, they'll call us something else. The demon told Crowley. And that's funny that, I mean, if that's not fitting to what you said, I don't know what is. And then Wojo wants to point out that his Android can zoom all the way in, that would, and see the picture.
I'm glad you got to see it, brother. I hope you.
Yeah, and you have an Android because that'll help you when you go to bathroom. Thank you, Wojo. Yay, Wojo! Everybody clap! Yay, Wojo! Wojo zoomed in on something. Well, we zoomed in on your brain, bro, and I got to tell you, I feel like I'm tripping on acid, my man. You got some, you got some business going on, and I'm super stoked that came to. Thank you for coming to my show, and I want you to tell everybody where they can find you. Anywhere, everywhere, and anywhere.
Okay, well, you can find Dale and myself on our very humble vodcast, the Paranormal Voice. We are on YouTube, Facebook, as well as KGRA Digital. That is a worldwide pre-record. So the shows we do on Facebook and YouTube, that is every Saturday night, 1 a.m. Eastern time. You could hear that, the audio. Excuse me. Coming up, our next guest will be the one and only Dave Schrader, which is, let me look at the date real quick. I have everything set up here. Sorry, bear with me.
No, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. I got to have myself on that radio at 1 a.m. after my interview with you guys. I thought that was cool. It broadcasts all
you did get to hear it.
Yeah, I did. I thought it was awesome. I sounded great. I sounded great. You guys were a little off.
So, sorry. Dave Schrader is going to be Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. That is April 14th. Let me get the correct order here where we're going to be next. We're at the Midwest Parafest, Toledo, Ohio, April 13th. That's coming up. We're vendors there. Oxford, Michigan, April 20th from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. The Body, Mind, and Spirit Spring Fling. I'm talking about shadow figures, another chapter in my book. I've had some experiences there as well. Dale will be talking about how we got the Paranormal Voice podcast to become what it is. And then together, we're going to talk about spirit communication. When you talk to the dead, they hear you, if you will, between our fathers and my dogs, that sort of thing. We're going to talk about that. And then I'll be in Houghton Lake, Michigan. That'll be September, what did I say? September 20th, 21st at the Lakeside Resort Conference Center in Houghton Lake, Michigan. Tickets info, www.myufocon.com. So myufocon.com. And then we will be at the Lake Superior Paracon in Thunder Bay, Michigan. That will be Friday night, October 4th, 5th, and 6th. VIP dinner. You got, oh my God, Jeff Belanger. Oh my God, I can't think of his last name right now.
Jeff Belanger's from my area.
Yeah, okay.
He's about the bridge. Right? He's a Bridgewater Triangle, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's written a book about it.
Yeah, that guy's amazing. That's someone we've been really fortunate to get to hang out with a couple times on occasion. So it's going to be that's it in a nutshell. Oh, we're at a what is it? God, the Parapsychon? Oh my God, there was another one just came up. I don't even have all the details.
You guys are everywhere, man. You guys,
we've been really #blessed, thankful, grateful, humbled to be where we're going, what we're doing. It's been an amazing journey, amazing ride so far. Like being on Banter with Richie B. This has been a blast, bro. And thank you so much. I mean, like words can't express. This means a lot to be here today. So thank you.
No, and I appreciate that, bro. And I feel connected to you, man. I was drawn right to you. I went right at you, and I knew right away. And everybody on the side, Carrie Lynn, thank you so much for those kind words. Michael John made it very easy for me. I just kind of followed him. You know what I mean? So, but thank you so much. Michael John, did anyone say you look like Ivan Koloff? You can be his stunt double. I love wrestling.
I'll take that.
Let me tell you something, brother. And Carrie Lynn will be at Thunder Bay, Ontario, I guess, at one of the places you named.
Yes, we were talking recently. Yes, I got to check out her podcast. She's got a few. She's got a few episodes under her belt.
I want to check them out too, and make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube. By the way, definitely go on Banter with Richie B on YouTube, Banter Richie B on Instagram, Banter Richie B on TikTok, Banter with Richie B on Facebook. All the same, all the platforms. Go right across. I'm even on X, by the way. I don't really talk about X much. I don't know why. I should though. But yeah, I should beef that up a little bit. And definitely like and subscribe and follow me. I got some live investigations I got posted up there that we've done out in the woods looking for Sasquatch. We didn't even get to Sasquatch tonight, but we're gonna. because what I'm gonna do is I have an idea for you actually, but we'll talk off the air because I want to see you get more into that. And Woj always says, buy the damn merch. You know what I mean? Hold up your book again on our way out, my man.
Okay.
Thank you, Arthur, for being here. Like and subscribe to my YouTube page. Definitely go over to Get Haunted Podcast Network. Follow my fellow podcasters on the Get Haunted Network.
Great network.
Oh, unbelievable. Paranormal podcast platform. Definitely check us all out. You'll find shows just like this. Very cordial, very open. Love it. Good people with great stories. Just sharing their great experiences, and you're allowed to do it from the side. You don't have to just sit there like a wallflower, man. You can ask questions. You can get involved. I might even send you a link and suck you in and make you tell your part of the story. I think you saw that here tonight, right? So, Michael John, you've been amazing. You are my friend. If you ever need anything, I am here for you, my man.
Likewise.
And I hope we all can get together sometime without the screen between us, shake hands, and give a hug.
Yeah.
In the meantime, everybody, listen, don't be shitty to each other, okay? If somebody investigates one way and you don't believe in it, too bad. That's their way. Respect them. Respect each other. Be good to each other. Thank you so much for tuning in to Banter with Richie B. We will be back next Saturday. No Tuesday show. Remember that. Next Saturday. All right? And I'll start popping off some live so you'll know what that show is about coming up. Thank you so much. Thank you to my producer, Bobby Lee. Thank you to Michael John, Dale Quigley, everybody on the side. And Claude wants to know where and when in Thunder Bay. Shit. I was about to hang up.
October 4th.
4th, 5th, and 6th? Is that the 3-day one?
Correct.
Get yourself that VIP ticket, man. You get to have a meal and hang out with Michael John. You two can make each other's heads spin.
Tickets on sale right now.
Tickets are on. That's right, Jim. Tickets are on sale right now for Thunder Bay. Back to you, Bob. And I want to say one last thing before I go. I love you to my son, Jack Richard Brault, up in heaven. God bless you, buddy. I miss you. So thank you for being here, everybody. Have a good night.